The first thing that you need to do is figure out where your eye level is. So if I take any two angles and I figure out where they cross, then I can stick my eye level up, or just understand that that's where the eye level is going to be. So I just did this just to show you that that is where my eye level runs. And then I know that all of the angles on this side are going to vanish to a vanishing point that is over here, and all of the angles over here are going to vanish to a vanishing point over here on this eye level. So when I figured this angle out, they cross at this point on this eye level. So just to show you with some strings, that's where they cross. It's pretty far off the page. It's going to be even further off the page over here. Any one of these angles, once you've established the eye level, will give you the other vanishing point. So now here I have this eye level. So if I'm drawing this quite a bit bigger than this, my vanishing points are going to be really far off the page. But what's important to understand is that no matter what, they have to fall on the same eye level. That has to happen always. They will always be on the same eye level. So understanding that, even if you are just sighting to something that is like way off, and if you need to like give yourself a little bit of a mark or lay it down on the ground and actually like mark it with a little piece of tape, understand that no matter what, that eye level, those two marks have to fall on the same eye level. So make sure however you do it, they fall on the same eye level.
Okay, so I've laid an eye level down just to reference. My angles will be way far off of the page. So right now I'm looking at that angle, and I did this about 3 times the size. So that's going to go way off that page, but I know that when I do my angle, it has to cross that eye level. And that's so I can kind of use that as a guide to double check it. So I'm like just lightly with a light pencil, drawing pencil, I'm just lightly drawing in my angles and finishing my box. And I'm doing this on a toned piece of paper. So the tone of the paper is going to be my mediums. And you could really do this on any color as long as it's kind of like a medium toned. So just double checking your angles always is good. You want to make sure that you are sighting your angle correctly. So if something appears off, check it and make sure that you've got it right, and then always make sure that it would transparently work together. Now I'm looking at where that sphere falls, and I'm using my whole arm to draw the sphere. Now I'm going to come in with my 6B pencil, and I'm just starting to lay in like the darkest areas on this whole image. I'm going to come in and lay these in. Then I'm going to lay some tape down to mark off where I want my background to be, because I'm going to make that area really dark. So however you want to do that. I like to leave a little edge on the side as well. So I'm putting some tape on there. I'm using painter's tape because that will come off the easiest. and not wreck my paper. Now I'm adding in the darkest values in this sphere, and I'm using really short, neat strokes to do this. It's slowly just building it up and laying it in. Looking, it's going to be darkest on the shadowed side where the light is hitting it. It's going to be the lightest. So I'm coming in and laying in those darkest areas everywhere. I'm adding in the shadow underneath because that's one of the darkest areas. So I'm starting with the darkest areas, remembering to leave and to ease into the medium tone of this piece of paper. As needed, I'm going to change the pencils that I'm using for the lighter areas, and I'm going to start coming in with the background. Now I'm using a little bit of compressed charcoal on the side because I want that to be the darkest. And compressed charcoal is the same as your charcoal pencils. It just might be easier to use a bigger piece if you want to. So on this side I'm going to use this one, and on the other side I'm going to use just a regular charcoal pencil. So I'm coming in and laying in with short neat stroke. And I'm using a tortillon or blending stump to smooth that in. Remember to kind of ease into that medium tone of the paper and to change your pencils. I'm kind of just sharpening it up there. Make sure to sharpen your pencils every once in a while as well, whether it's with sandpaper or an X-Acto blade or a pencil sharpener, although sometimes a pencil sharpener can be hard to use with the charcoal pencils especially. And I'm coming in with white, and you just want to add white into the lightest areas, the highlighted areas, the areas that if this were a white piece of paper, you would leave them white and not add any value into it. So you don't mix the white into the charcoal. The white charcoal is just used to make areas of the paper really white. It's not used to mix in with the charcoal.